There was a certain point when I felt like giving the whole thing up and just giving up on it because I was being called a racist. I have 3 of my now grown-up grandchildren are half Indian, and I now have a younger granddaughter who is half African. And to be called a racist with those aspects of my family, it's absolutely hideous, very, very hurtful, and it isn't a situation that I want to go through again. Just dreadful. I had to protect the well-being of young white girls who were only 12 and 13, and I had to think how I would be feeling if it was my daughter who had had these terrible things done to her. And that's what I had to do in the cases in Keighley, which were all about young Asian lads. Not all that young, actually, some of them were grown up. But I had to do whatever I could to protect the well-being of the girls in my constituency. I think the situation has changed a great deal. I think that I have evidence to suggest that Bradford Social Services have really come up trumps on this and have done very, very well in protecting families and daughters who have been abused in any way. We must remember at all times that this is a minority, a tiny minority of the Pakistani community who are involved in these terrible cases, and therefore we can't just say, well, we're blaming the whole of the Pakistani community, but I do feel that the Pakistani community as such could be more active in tracking down what's going on and trying to stop these young men behaving in this totally un-Islamic way. In my view, I think the elders, the mosques, the families, the baradaries should all be doing whatever they can to make sure that this terrible behaviour doesn't continue. I know the reality of the situation from the young girls who went through this situation, and all I can say is that had it been happening to my daughter, I would have moved heaven and earth to have protected her. And I never discovered in any way that lies have been told. It was all truth, and we must persist in protecting such girls.